Hello and welcome to appse, your one-stop solution for flawless automation and your first step towards a brand new future. So I'm Shobtik, present before you to represent a flow that is going to make the functioning of the finance and the purchase department much more efficient. The flow that we have today here is utilized for a scenario. Let's imagine there is certain invoice that comes in through an email. Now the purchase manager is required to manually compare the index in it with the PO as well as PPR to understand if the goods were received or not. Now, this entire thing could be automated using just one single flow. So, with that being said, and without any more further ado, let's dive straight into the video. Hello and welcome to appse, everyone, your one-stop solution for flawless automation and your first step towards infinite possibilities. I'm Shobtik, and today I would be representing and demonstrating a flow that could be utilized for providing assistance in finance management and purchase management. One of the primary issues that is often faced in the stream is the tedious job of comparing an invoice, maybe via a mail, with the present purchase order and accordingly to the post purchase receipt. If the PO matches with the mentions in invoice and the goods are received, then the invoice should be paid, else it should be kept on hold. To acquire this functionality, we would be utilizing the mentioned flow. That is, at the very beginning, we have the triggers. Now, for this particular demonstration, I would be utilizing a manual trigger, but it could also be utilized via a scheduled trigger where the flow would be executed after a particular interval of time. So, after that, the very next step would be to check if there is any new unread email. Now, in this scenario, we do have an email that is, as you can see, this email consists of the invoice that we would be utilizing for this demonstration. So coming back to the flow, once it finds that there is an email that's unread, it would move to the next step, while if it doesn't, it would be sending a message to the Teams channel saying that there is no new email. Now, once that's done, let's consider that it found an email. It moves to the next step, where what it does is it finds the attachment, it acquires it, it decodes it, and finally utilizes an OpenAI node to get the information and then structure it and finally see the validity of the acquired attachment. Now, if it is not valid, then it again sends a message to the Teams channel saying that the attachment provided is not valid. And in case it's valid, it directly moves to the next step. Now, in the next step, what it does is from the acquired attachment or the invoice, it extracts the PO number and compares it with the existing PO in the Microsoft Dynamics. Now, in case there is no PO, it would move to the false and hence provide a notification saying that there are no such PO present. But in our scenario, if I quickly move, I would be able to show you that we already have a PO created with the mentioned PO number. So once that's done, what it does is it moves to the next step on true and then checks the PPR. So this is basically done to understand if the goods have been received or not. In case there is no PPR and the goods have not been received, the condition goes to false and it sends a notification in the team saying that there is no such PPR present. And in case there is, the condition becomes true and we move to the next step. Now, in our scenario, as you can see, we already have a PPR created for the same particular PO. So once executed, it would be moving to the next step where what it does is it utilizes a final OpenAI node that compares all the PPRs, POs, and the invoice that's there and acquires the data, sees the validity, and if everything looks good, it finally sends a message to the team saying that please make the particular payment. This is our flow. I would quickly run it once and show you the output so that you can understand the functionality of it better. So we would run it once, and as you can see, it's being executed. So we move accordingly to the part where it finally checks and sends the message. So in our case, all the conditions were met and thus there should be a message in our Teams. So as you can see, it says, please make the payment of 1650 USD against the purchase order number and then the vendor's name and finally the vendor number. So this flow could be used to ensure that the entire process could be made into something that's much more efficient, saving time, and thus empowering the workforce. Thank you.